What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, as well as another video. Hey, so this video is going to be episode 1 in the series of a build we are going to do on the bike you see in front of you. This is a 2009 Super Glide that we picked up. We're going to go through this thing from front to back, and basically in efforts to make it look like an FXRT clone. The bike is fairly unmolested for the most part. It's got just over 18,000 miles on the clock, so it seems like it'll be a pretty good candidate for what we are going to do to it. Let's get a little closer here. We'll go through it, and I'll basically just give you an overview of everything that we plan on doing to this bike here in the upcoming episodes. Starting at the front, we're going to take this wheel off. We're going to go through and polish this up. I have no doubts that this wheel will come back absolutely perfect, so we're going to do that. The front tire is in pretty good shape. We got plenty of tread left on it, and it looks like it's within the date code, so we're going to go with that. The forks I'm not sure yet. It's either going to be a situation of a sand and polish kind of deal to make them look like what I did to the Road King, or we might actually just go in and paint them black. I haven't decided that yet. The blinkers. So since the directionals will be going into a headlight that has integrated directionals, those will go. Speaking of that headlight's going to be mounted into the FXRT fairing like we talked about, which means that these freakishly long apes will have to make a disappearing act. So those will be going. And since we're going to be using the lowers, obviously, that goes with the kit as well, that means that these forward controls will have to get relocated back to pegs. Not a huge fan of forward controls anyway, so I think that'll be a much better situation there. Paint and body on the bike. So the tank is in relatively good shape. There's a couple little small dents, nothing major, so that'll be okay. The sheet metal, however, the fenders, not so much. Harleys of this vintage are plagued with this kind of a rusting, peeling thing that goes on with the paint, so the fenders are going to have a date with the sandblaster. That's really the only way to fix that, besides buying new fenders, and these things are quite costly. So we'll be sandblasting, a little bit of body filler, some primer and paint, and that should take care of that. Speaking of paint, have not decided exactly what color we're going to go with on this. However, it does have this gray engine case, so I'm going to try to pick a color that is going to play off of that case and kind of maybe highlight this a little bit. Can go ahead and clean up the rocker covers. Those will clean up nicely. They'll come back just like the wheel. Plan to change out the air cleaner. The exhaust is going to have to go. So this exhaust is crazy loud, and on top of that, it just does not really fit the look that we're going for. Speaking of looks that we're not going for, tons of shamrocks all over this thing. I don't know what the deal was there, but man, I've never seen so many shamrock stickers in my life. So the rear shocks are actually kind of roached out a little bit. They're rusted. I think even cleaning them up, they're not going to look all that great because of the fact that they're such a low, the coating is not really a shiny coating. It's like a low kind of gloss chrome, if you will, dip. So we're going to go through and probably dismantle these, paint the springs, clean up the chrome. That should come back. The rails, I think these are going to get painted black as well. Saddlebags are going to be going. We have hard bags, so that's going to replace those. The rear wheel. The rear wheel was just like lack of maintenance, I think, really. Most of that is just staining from, road and just debris over the years. So I think that will come back. And the rear tire, again, is much like the front. I think these were replaced at pretty much the same time because they both seem to have about the same tread on them. The rear fender, so lay-down style integrated blinker taillight's going to be going in place of this, which is also going to get rid of these, and we'll have to go with a different plate bracket in order to kind of change that up a little bit. And the rear fender, again, just like the front, has that chipping and peeling thing. Someone's attempt at some touch-up just to make it not look as bad, but again, going to come off, date with a sandblaster. We'll clean that all up. The seat as well is going to get changed out. We have a different one for that too. Mechanically, we got some issues to sort out. Namely, this thing has been sitting in my garage now for about 4 days, and yeah, we're dealing with that. So either she's super excited to be here, or she's trying to mark her territory. I haven't figured it out yet, but I can tell you this puddle is steadily growing by the day. So we got to go through and kind of sort that issue out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking it's coming from the oil filter. So that'll be the first place we go to look here. So it doesn't seem to be originating from anywhere else on the bike, and that's a good thing. The bike does run really well. It's decent. Like I said, super loud, but different exhaust will change that up a little bit, make it sound a little bit less aggressive, I believe. So, all right, we're going to take a look at what we have, because we do have quite a few parts that have already come in. We'll get these out of the box, take a look at it, and give you an idea of what we're exactly going to do here. Still waiting on some stuff, but that stuff will be coming in soon. So, yeah, let's get this stuff out of the box. Okay, so we'll go through this stuff real quick, starting with the bags. This is what we're going to be using for the bags. This is the bracket that's actually going to mount and hold the bag in place. It's going to need a little bit of work here. I have to do a little bit of changing around some stuff. We got a tab that we got to weld on and fix. These were bought for a different build, but they're going to get used on this bike. Bags seem pretty decent. I kind of like the side opening feature here. Seems a little bit more user-friendly. If I could get it open, but I'm going with one hand here. You get the idea. So that's what we'll be using there. Those will be painted along with the bike, so they'll match whatever color we decide to do. Seat, and this is what we're going for. Going with that step-up style. Most of this stuff was bought off of either eBay or Amazon. As far as links, if you're interested in stuff, I would say just hit me up in the comments, because this is just far too much stuff here to kind of go posting it all in the description. But just to give you an idea here. Pegs, this is what we're going to be going with there. Good old style like that. It gives you the nice pickies on there so your feet don't move. Lay down style taillight right here with the integrated blinker setup. These are going to be the risers that we're going to use right here. They have a slight pullback to them. That's going to allow us to incorporate the speedometer and everything in place along with it. Grips, going with the Vans. A bunch of little odds and ends in here. Getting to the actual kit itself for the FXRT fairing. So this is what comes along with it. So we have all the bracketry to attach it to the frame. We got a windshield. We got our two lowers. These I've painted a couple of these different sets, never installed one. So this is uncharted territory for me, but I'm well versed with these items as far as paint and body goes. So they're actually pretty decent. I just gave them a quick once over. They're in pretty good shape. Again, we'll get a hold of the link and post that for you if you'd like. Just hit me up in the comments. This is what also comes along with it. So you have your bracketry to hold it down at the bottom, as well as your headlight rings and what have you, and a headlight cover as well. So we have that there. Plenty more stuff coming in, but this is what we have to get us going here. So I think on the next video, we're going to start in on the actual sorting out of all the mechanical situation that we have going on there with the oil leak, and just running through and doing a good PM on everything, just to make sure that the bike is in good running order before we start tearing this thing down, because once it's torn down, obviously you really can't do anything, and we want to make sure that that the motor's running excellent and everything's good to go before we get into shredding this thing. So that's going to be in the next video. All right, and that's going to bring this video to a close. So if you're excited like I am about tearing into this bike, make sure you stick around for this entire build series. It's going to be pretty good. Do me a favor also, if you haven't already, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, as well as hit the bell for notifications so you know when more videos like this are going to be coming out. Hey, and with that, keep the shiny side up, and I'm going to see you guys all in the next video when we start tearing into this thing.